Good afternoon, Southwest Georgia. It is your friendly neighborhood weather people here. Get this mic adjusted. Anyhow, just wanted to get back on here and make more of an official quote unquote weather briefing for what will be Hurricane Helene, and the impacts that it will likely bring to Southwest Georgia and Central Georgia as a whole, southern half of Georgia. So anyhow, I here, as you may notice, I have a new face on the screen here. This is Richard, my deputy Skywarn director that I appointed, because Davis gets overwhelmed sometimes. I like to go to Chick-fil-A and get milkshakes when I should be watching the weather. So occasionally I need an extra eye and ear on to the ground. And Richard's been in the background for a long time now. Most of my decision makings, I call multiple other people that have lived here, that have been around the weather longer than me, to help base my decision. And we've been talking weather for quite a few months now, in the background, maybe about a year now. Just off and on, just when we have our weather and stuff. So I wanted to kind of introduce him to you guys and let him kind of share his thoughts in his own way. And that way, and then I can kind of comment and piggyback off as necessary, or likewise. We're not going to be on here long. I just wanted to give everybody a chance to hear more of a put together briefing. So I'm gonna here in just a second. I'm gonna get Richard to explain our timing of impacts here, and we'll go ahead and hand it to you.
All right. Well, we have Tropical Storm Helene, soon to be Hurricane Helene, and it's forecast to become a major hurricane, people. I expect from Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, up until I'd say daybreak Friday, be getting some effects off of this storm, and the winds are going to be pretty rough. Flooding is going to be a concern. What else could we see? On the eastern half, the northeastern side of the storm, there's probably going to be some tornadic activity, some little spin ups here or there. So that's something else we won't have to be vigilant about, is being sure that we've got a safe spot to get to. And I don't know. They're still fine tuning the track. It hasn't moved as much lately as it has in the last few days, but that center line on that track could still move. And this is going to be a big storm. It's going to be a wide storm. So don't pay attention to just that cone. If you live outside that cone, you're probably going to get some effects too.
Limited to just rain, but it may be maybe other things that can impact it well out. Yeah, to kind of piggyback there, it's looking like Thursday is going to be the day to watch. Realistically, Thursday evening.
Yeah.
As you can see, the graphic that I just shared here, it's going to be about 2 p.m. evening. Looking like the late evening, early morning hour, 10 to probably 5, when it starts to get into this area. Most impacts. Once again, this is ways to receive weather alerts, and like I say, make sure you're getting your information from reputable sources, and once again, just staying prepared. So, Rich, you got any stocking ideas of preparedness? You
You always want water. You can't go out and get water, fill your bathtub up. Medicines, make sure you get all your medicines that you take on a daily basis together, put them in a spot where if you have to get gone or hunker down, you know exactly where all your medicines
are. And another thing is, if you're dependent, making you right. Have multiple ways to get oxygen. Georgia stormtroopers fighting that 100% oxygen. Gotta have it. One concern is that I have a lot of times, our friend Mitch, he has to have oxygen, but he's prepared enough for, he says, about 3 days, which we shouldn't have anything that bad this. So like I say, just making sure you have multiple ways to get weather alerts is another important, because in the time of a hurricane, your phones may not work. So that's when having a good old classic weather radio or some form of two-way radio, can really help out. If you live in the Americas area, we have a ham radio repeater. It's a 147.27. If you have any conventional scanner, just a normal old scanner, you can put that frequency in. If there's warnings, I read them over the radio over there. Another thing is that I confirmed today is our tornado sirens are operational. So if there's anything major in that regard, that tornado sirens should sound. If you think about it, you might even let me know if you hear them, just so I can kind of keep track of who is hearing them. Not that it really matters, or it's even my job, but just to kind of make sure that people can hear that. Another thing that I really want to emphasize to people is exactly what Richard said. Don't focus on this line, this direct line that they've got drawn, because it shows it clipping the east side of Albany, and that's going to change more than once from here till then. But right now, it seems like it may try to continue a westward turn, I'm afraid. And if it continues turning back to the west, that will give us more of the east end of it. But Richard, what do you think the probabilities of that are?
50-50.
50-50.
At this point, the way this storm has been, until it actually gets out of the Gulf and starts heading this way, it's anybody's guess.
Yep. And you would think with all this modern technology, we could get a better idea, this short. I mean, we're only 2 days out from this. Yeah. So, you would think normally, and normally we do, but there's always this one thing in weather that's always going to be a game changer. It's always going to do something different. And this is one of the few times that, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this or what kind of technology you have, but even the NHC doesn't know. And that's, when they don't know, we definitely don't, because we're not meteorologists.
We're no professionals.
Exactly. We're just sitting here relaying the facts of the case, which is we're going to probably have a significant, event come up pretty soon for a lot of people. And as a note of preparedness here, once again, this is not a call to panic. The impacts in this area will most likely be limited. Another thing that's in our favor with the severe threat is it's going to be overnight, which really limits convection for like tornadoes and other inclement things. The biggest concern that I have with this storm is not a tornado at all. In fact, the biggest concern that I have with this storm is the amount of rain. The National Weather Service earlier said we can expect 6 to 8 inches of rain here. That's a lot of rain.
It's going to come quick.
And it's going to happen quick, within a couple hours.
There'll definitely be some flash flood.
Yep. And especially closer to the further south you get, the more extreme you can count. Now, also, I noticed they're actually calling for even more, up towards 10 inches in metro Atlanta. The north side of Georgia, I guess, is going to park. Yeah. It's going to slow down and just kind of park up there, it sounds like, for a little while, or slow way down and just dump rain everywhere.
One good thing for us is it's out in the Gulf and it gets to Florida, the speed of it's going to pick up dramatically. I heard one report that it may be moving at 20 miles an hour when it comes through. So a lot of times a hurricane, when it comes through this area, they're only moving like 6, 7, 8 miles an hour. This one's going to be booking it.
Yep, and that's the beautiful thing about this one is it's going to be a fast mover. So thankfully, what the National Weather, and I'm just relaying what they said in their briefing here, so don't hold me to this, is what they're saying. It should be a quick moving, but unfortunately, it sounded like it may be a little rough.
Yeah, it's going to be very rough. Strong.
Yeah, it's going to be strong but quick. So hopefully, once it gets out of this area and gets on up north, it'll start losing strength pretty quick.
Yeah.
Because once again, just for a little public ed piece here, hurricanes have to have a warm body of water to exist. The moment they start getting up on land, they die out like taking the fuel out of a line to an engine. You don't have long. Once you cut the fuel tank, you've got what's in the line, and it's a matter of time for it quits. So it's not I would just recommend everybody just watch your weather channels, your weather avenues, your reputable ones. Like I say, we've got Georgia Stormtroopers if you live here. There's Alabama Stormtroopers if you're in Alabama. There's Mike's Weather Page is another good one, or Weather Center, or whatever.
Mike's Weather Page.
Okay,
on Facebook.
On Facebook.
And YouTube.
And YouTube. He's got a YouTube too. So also I'm on YouTube, Storm Chaser Max. This video is on YouTube, multi-streamed actually. So I do that because not everybody has Facebook, so anybody can go and watch a YouTube video. So even then, there's multiple ways to share with your more elderly family members. If you need information, I want to start putting together packets too of information, like little one-page infographics that you can send like via text message or something, to allow you to communicate with other people that may not have all the up to date Facebook and Instagram and all this, that, and the other. But once again, just wanted to get on here and mainly introduce Richard and let him kind of. He got a few more gray hairs than I do, so theoretically he may have a few better answers than me.
Twice his age.
Yeah, literally twice my age. So yeah, he's got twice the gray hair I do. So maybe you listen to him a little more than you listen to me. But like I say, we're in this together. I've been calling Richard for most of the reports I've given to Citizens Corps or to Sumter County or just on my page in general have come with advice. And, sometimes I think I'm a little on the reserve side. Like admittedly, when we first started talking about it, I kind of downplayed it quite a bit. I really did. On purpose, admittedly, I'd rather be, in this case, I'd rather be wait till like now, and now we can start saying stuff. And now we're starting to get into the sure, but 7 days out on a system that ain't even formed is kind of that's kind of like rocket science.
It sat in one spot
and just
for like 5 or 6 days.
Yep, and just brewed.
Yeah, and just boiled.
Yep, just boiled. Then finally, I guess it got enough strength to move
Started
somewhere.
moving this morning.
So it's finally starting to pick up some speed, and that's why now it's a tropical storm. I expect by tomorrow we'll probably have a Cat 1 or something.
Oh, yeah.
If not more. It may actually go more. It sounds like it's going to do, y'all. I know a lot of people are downplaying this in general, too, because they're saying it's only a tropical storm. What's the big deal? 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts? We have that every summer here.
As soon as it gets out of the bay down here between Cuba and Mexico and gets out into the Gulf in this deep, warm water, it's going to explode. I mean, I'm thinking by Thursday morning, we're going to have a Cat 3.
Yeah, that's what most people are saying. It'll be a Cat 3, maybe even 4. I don't know what the latest millibar prediction is. Up real quickly. But I don't think it's far off from being Cat 4. Be a really like a mid to high Cat 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. High Cat 3.
Yep. So once again, this is not a reason to panic. Don't need to run out and buy everything because the storm will be through so quick.
Yeah.
Cleanup crew will be able to get out very quickly. It sounds like power should be restored pretty quickly. I did go as a preliminary and fill up my gas cans and put oil in the generator, change the oil in that. So I'll have power, but I doubt I'll use even a full on if that. It's going to be through. So
I'm guessing by Friday evening, we're going to have sunshiny skies.
Yeah, because that's the beautiful thing. When a hurricane goes away, you got sunshine. So, but y'all, it's just a matter of being prepared here. No sense.
We got a nice little center there.
Yeah. It still ain't moving much. A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit northwest.
It probably moved 10 miles.
How long is that?
This is saying to 8 Zulu. Oh, so that's only 2 hours.
That's only 2.5, 3 hours.
Oh, so it is moving.
Yes.
So it is starting to move. It's starting to have some motion. Get its bands off. Looking at the satellite here.
Yeah, she's turning now.
Y'all, this satellite. So you can see it's starting to get. This is currently, 7 Zulu. So that was about 10 minutes. See, it's now got a well-defined light.
Yeah,
you definitely see it.
She's definitely getting spooled up.
Yep. Look, you see the outer bands start. That's fast too. Look how quick those bands. This is just 2 hours from 2 hours ago to now. Those bands are already defined. Like they went from just all over the place to now they're very defined bands. And also you can see where the clouds are growing. The tops are growing over here. Getting higher and higher. Look at that. It's so cool. I don't look at satellite very much. I need to do them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, cotton candy. It looks like a cotton ball.
But yeah, see, it's still a pretty good ways before it
Yeah,
gets out
yeah.
into the Gulf.
It's still got about 200 or 300 miles at least. Well, probably more than 500. No, it's probably about 200 before it gets into the Gulf good. Maybe a little less. So, but it's got a while. But what's going to happen the moment it crosses that? I think that's when it starts.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to start there getting. But like I said, I just want to get on here and kind of share some thoughts between the two of us. So we're working together. I'm taking while he's at work, I'm sitting here doing it, and then vice versa. I'm kind of letting him just update me throughout the evening how we've been doing it, because then I take my little time off and eat ice cream. I do have my generator. Where's my generator cord at for the fridge? I bought a new. So yeah, the last thing I'm worried about. In fact, that's another thing I want to talk about. What is and you guys can leave some comments in here as well. What are your preparedness plans? How do you how do you prepare yourself? One thing that I do is I stock up on water. I've got probably 15 gallons of water in my kitchen cabinets back there. That's plenty to cook food for multiple days. And also, I'm always a fan of keeping a stock of shelf stable stuff anyway. I've got canned soup, ramen noodles, all the basic stuff. Also, since I have a generator, I have a hot plate. I bought one of them little hot plates at Walmart for like $15-$20, something like that. I just plug it into one of the cords. I've got the microwave and plug it in the cord. I got the window units in every room. In fact, that's one of the beautiful things. I designed this house with this vision of being able to operate pretty much off grid. Only thing I lack when I have no power is actually running water. That's the only thing I don't have. I've still got sewer. I just have to fill the toilets up with the gallon jugs of water. But even then, every major room's got a window unit. Every room has air conditioning except my kitchen, which is not that big of a deal. Most of the time, I can put a fan in there and open it up from the living room. But I designed this house with the idea of being able to run off grid. But one thing I didn't think about, this is still a mobile home. So if y'all see me flying through the air, I'm probably not in a paramotor, even though the wing's in there. It probably ain't ready to go yet. So, but anyhow, y'all, like I say, just want to get on here and introduce you to Richard and let him, share. And once again, I want to thank him for helping me and all of us, the rest of us out. He's a busy guy. He has other things to do, but called him with the last hurricane, and I was like, I think I need help. It's like Mayday, Mayday. But
we've been watching this thing constantly too, ever since they first said anything about it.
Yeah, and I've been trying to juggle with him, and yeah. That's the other thing. They predicted this thing pretty early out too, so that's pretty good. Oh, they just came up with a new scan, 17 after. It's just getting more and more together. You can see the convection down there to the south too. I wish I had a boat. Oh, I do have a boat. Yeah, they're just exploding like the tops over here. They're just raising. Oh, this one right in here. Yeah. Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, that one right there just exploded too. Just a bluey. Yeah, it's cool to watch satellite and see all the different levels, layers of clouds form. But hurricanes, weather as a phenomena is just so interesting. So it's just so many things to learn. But once again, just stay prepared and be able to take it real quick. I'll do one more fill in for the people that just got on here. I see VP in there. What should we be expecting? Let's go over the impacts. Here you go, Richard. You go do your job again.
Well, we're definitely gonna get some wind and rain. Ain't no doubt about it. My guess is through Thursday night, early Friday morning. I'm guessing we could see probably at least 60 mile an hour gusts, if not higher. It just depends on that final track, what it does when it comes up here. If we're on the west side of the storm, our impacts are not going to be that great. Probably tropical storm type stuff.
So 40 mile an hour winds.
Yeah. And if it tracks to the west of us, we could get the full brunt of this thing. We could get 70 plus. And lots of rain. There's going to be some flooding. Probably going to be some really fast flash flooding.
That's what concerned me about going up to Maryland on the bike is I have a pretty much a red dirt driveway. There ain't much gravel on there right now, and there ain't no way I'm gonna get a 900-pound motorcycle down a red dirt driveway and it's already sand and mud. There just ain't no way. But when the wind, the answer to wind. So right now we're looking at Thursday evening into Friday early morning is the worst of it. Now they're actually saying tomorrow we'll start the rain most likely.
We'll start getting feeder bands off of it tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and by the way, the feeder bands are the extreme outer bands, the ones that feed into it. The flow, as we would call it. Well, it's actually not really inflow; it's actually really outflow kind of. It's technically outflow, just wrapping in. But so yeah, tomorrow I would say start preparing for rain and a couple thunderstorms here and there. But the worst of it, the brunt of it, should be here by Thursday evening sometime. And that's about all I can say. That's just the facts. That's what I've pulled from the National Weather Service, National Hurricane Center. That's what they're saying. I don't know enough about hurricanes. I'm just going to be completely honest to be able to give you any more. If this was a tornado outbreak, I'd be on it. But this is kind of out of my part, which is one reason you don't see me chase hurricanes. All jokes aside, that I tried one and I said never again. I lost an engine in that one. Hydrolocked the motor and got stuck almost in the middle of Idalia. So that was not good. In fact, where I was gonna hunker down at, it got leveled. So flooded and swept away. So it wasn't. In fact, it wasn't even there. It was like the whole thing. It was just a couple pieces of wall. It took the whole house away where I was actually going to stay. So, I was surprised during that. One of the homeowners actually asked me if I would want to stay there. And that's how Reed Timmer and them did it. Apparently, some of the homeowners said, hey, yeah, if you want to ride it out, you can here. We're leaving.
Yeah.
That's what insurance is for. Yeah. Yeah, he was there. So was, of course, Jim Cantori. He was there. All the big names. Jim? Yeah. Hey, my Florida people, have you seen Jim? If you see Jim, run away. Anyhow, all jokes aside, and overmodulating microphones aside, y'all just keep an eye on stuff. I'm gonna keep you updated. I've got another weather briefing at the EOC tomorrow at 12:30. I'll be over there about noon. So I have disabled a lot of notifications, so I'm not getting everything. And I know people have texted me, and I've seen people say reach out. I don't have time right now to be answering 500 million questions. I'm just going to be honest. I do still have a job. I still have a job, and I've still got college work, and I've still got to deal with the storm. And likewise, Richard does too. He's got a family and work.
Comes straight over here. That's what it looks like I do.
Yeah, literally left work and came straight over here. That's some dedication right there. So, and we greatly appreciate it on this end. So, but anyhow, y'all, I'm gonna let him get home and
now. One more thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
If you have stuff on your porches, out in your yard, like lawn furniture, umbrellas, trampolines, stuff like that, now's the time to get that stuff put up. Because these gusty winds, they'll take stuff in a hurry.
Yeah.
So before things get bad, get everything you can put up and put away to where the wind won't catch it.
As soon as I leave here, I'm going to or let Richard and I get done here. I'm going to Lowe's and I'm grabbing a thing of Quikrete. And I'm going to get some steaks and I'm tying my motorcycle down. That's what 70 mile an hour will do. I'm serious. I've been wanting to do that anyway, but I don't want it to get damaged, and I don't need a flying motorcycle. That's like, if you want to do that, get a paramotor. We don't want Harleys flying through the air. Yeah. So
I gotta go home and get all my stuff.
Yep. So I'm gonna let Richard get off here, and I'm gonna hop off here too. But once again, here's your main points: 7 to 7. No. Said that wrong. Thursday evening into early Friday and mid Friday morning is the worst of it for here. That's where you really need to start watching and preparing. Get ready by Thursday afternoon for whatever may come. Once again, main impacts are going to be a lot of rain and maybe some strong wind, just depending on which side of us it gives it. And last but not least, secure your outdoor objects. That's the main takeaways from here. Get your patio furniture, your umbrellas pulled down and probably put up would even be better. Put them in a shed or inside the house somewhere in a guest bedroom, wherever you got to do it. And stay tuned to everybody, and we'll definitely keep you posted here. And you guys, I'm praying for everybody, and I'm sure we all will be praying for our family and friends. And we will talk at you guys very soon. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.